Hello people, so here we are in the polytunnel today, and you can hear the rain tapping on the side of the polytunnel, so I think that's a very nice ambience for the video. So, had a few frosts now, certainly could be described as wintry weather, not being as cold as it could have been, but hey, there we are, it is December, so what I'm doing today is setting some geranium seeds. So I've got some really cool geranium seeds here in the old pocketses. We've got 40 seeds here, so what I'm going to do is come behind the camera and show you what seeds I've got. Okay, so what we're going to do is set geranium horizon white. There you go, so you can pause the screen on there if you want to read a little bit more about them. And grown geraniums from Succeed with Success. It was my first year for growing them. You know, many people, they go and buy the geraniums, the plants, which is fair enough, or take cuttings, but I thought, you know, let's have a go at growing some seeds. So what I'm going to do is just get the old camera here and I'll show you a few bits of what I've done. Okay, so take a look at these ones. Now these were outside during the late spring and the summer and they looked brilliant. Of course, dying back a bit now, which you would expect. I've put them here in the polytunnel for a bit of winter protection, and what they will do, you can see some of them are still even coming into flower still. So yeah, they're going to look a bit sorry for themselves, but next year when the warmer temperatures come, they'll start to regenerate and look a lot better. You see nice, these pink flowers still ready to come out. So yeah, I will link some videos down below of these when they were in their glory, my sort of geranium series that I did. But yeah, I was very happy actually with how these looked, keeping them in these pots here. So all being well, I'll just put them back out into the garden in the late spring when the risk of frost has passed. Okay, so we'll take a look at these ones. Now, I set these geraniums, I think, the last period of that warm weather we had, so it was around October time, and you can see that they've made some nice leaf here, looking pretty good. Very healthy looking indeed, and some of them are still germinating there, look. But overall, I think I set, oh, I don't know, there's probably about 20 or 30 here, and I think I had about, it's probably around 75, maybe 70 to 80% germination rate, so I'm very happy about that. Some up here and down here. I do move them about a bit so they all get a little bit of a turn in the sun. Up here as well, look at that, all down here, some nice flowers, nice colour of the leaves there. So they're very good indeed, and they're enjoying it with a bit of the old papaya there, look at that. So yes, we'll pan that across so you guys get the idea. So geraniums, in my experience, they're one of the more sort of slower growing flowers for the garden, if you will. So I like to get a nice early start. So the plan with these ones is to, I'm just going to get you one of the really nice specimens here. So the plan with these is to have them a decent sized plant ready to put outside in the late spring. So that's the plan, and on the packet there, if you saw it, you'll see that, whoops, they recommend that you sow these so early to mid-January. So there we go. So what I'm doing is I'm doing them early to mid-December, a month early, and they do need protection, and germination is rapid, 4 to 6 days at 21 to 23 degrees C, and keep constant compost temperature. So what I'm going to do is grow them in, if you've been following me for a while, you will imagine, you will probably know already what I'm going to grow them in. So I'm going to grow them in these windowsill propagators. Now I love these. If you look after them, they'll last year on year. Of course they will perish eventually, but look after them, keep them clean, he says. And yeah, they will serve you well. I've germinated many things in these because of course what happens is you can put your pots in here. I will show you, like so. So you put your plants in there, whatever you want to grow, like that. And then you proceed to put the windowsill propagator over the top, and what that does is that keeps obviously a bit of extra warmth in there, the sun can get in there, and humidity, and a very good way of doing it. Another thing I like as well is as you water them, the water will evaporate. It ends up on the top here, and then it falls back down and re-waters them for you, just like a little byproduct, if you will, of the sheer greatness of the windowsill propagator. They're not too expensive either. If you look around, you can get them very reasonable. You can get them from, You get them from the pound shop, or you can get them from Aldi's, garden centres, you know, B&Q, home base, blah de blah. Get them off the internet. U-Garden were doing these very reasonable last year, so look up U-Garden, just type in U-Garden on Google and I'm sure you can find them there. So yeah, very good. And what I like to do when I'm growing my plants, whatever, is I like to be very organised, keep it nice and simple, so I'll show you how I'm going to go around doing it. As I stop the old camera here. So here we go, I've got my basic equipment here. I've got my bucket or pot, whatever you want to call it, full of basic multi-purpose compost, okay, nothing too complicated there. I've got my trowel. If you've been following me, you will know, or for a while you'll know, that I'm quite fond of Spear and Jackson. I find their tools very good quality. Wolfgarten are another one that I like. Builder's gloves. Now I do like builder's gloves. These are pretty good, and once again, if you look around, you can get these pretty cheap. These are £1 a pair. Dirt on that one. But yeah, good gloves, they'll last you a little while. I like those. Obviously my windowsill propagator, some of propagators here and here, and the plastic covers I've got there, and the seeds I've got in my pocket. So let's get going. Right, so there we go. Filming there. Right, where's the gloves? So I'm going to pop my old gloves on. And one thing that I find particularly good about these buckets, etc., they hold a lot and they're good for growing many things. I've grown vegetables in them, I've grown small trees in them, dwarf trees, and what I've done is you can see I've put this on another bucket so that one does not have to bend down as much, because if you're prone to a bit of backache like myself, I mean, which gardener isn't, that can help to save it a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pots. I'm using fair-sized pots here because I don't want to be repotting things on, really. I want to keep them in these pots because they're probably going to be in these pots until I would say, at least probably mid-May at least. So a good bit of good sized pot for them to grow. So we'll put them in pots like this. See, what I should do really, but well, what I would normally do, I'm just showing you this little camera here. I'd have this already on the worktop I've got here, the trays, the shelves, so I didn't have to bend the old back so much. But this is okay for demonstration purposes. Just like that. There we go. Excusez-moi. So let's show you what we are going to be doing. I'm going to turn the old camera here. Right, there you go, look at that. Look lovely, eh? Turn it up, that's it. Okay, so let's put the gloves down, and what we'll do is we'll proceed to get the seeds out. Get your seeds out for the lads. Right. Okay, so they're presented in a nice little packet. As you can see, you get another packet inside. I purchased these off of Amazon, or for my American viewers, Amazon. Because when I've said Amazon before, people are like, oh, Amazon? Amazon. Okay, so what you do, Mr. Fothergill's make good seeds in regards to geraniums, or provide, whatever, good seeds produce in my experience, and I've used them. These ones here that you saw earlier, they're variety Moulin Rouge F1, okay? So what I suggest you do is go down to your local garden centre, go to your home base, your B&Q, wherever, go on Amazon and have a look at what they've got. You get all different colours, read the reviews to check the seeds are good quality, but I forget the name of the ones that produce these ones. It might be Just Seeds or something, Horizon White. If you go on Amazon, you'll see them on there. But have a look around, there's different colours. I've got some orange ones as well, Orange Divas F2. I've got all sorts, but many different varieties now, so really worth looking into if you want a splash of colour. So let's have a look at these seeds. Right, how many do we need? There's about 10 in these packets here. Okay, I'll just get a few out. There you go. See them there? Look? Okay, so they are your seeds, and all I simply do is probably have to pause the camera to check that you can actually see what I'm doing, because that's the entire point of this. Here we go. So there we go. So all I simply do is put the seed on the top, like so. 2, 3, 4 in there. Try and get it as central as you can, because if you're like me, of course they will grow the way they wish to grow, but I like to think that I've done my best to get them to grow in the centre of the pot. So, a few more. Look at that. You get about 10 seeds in each one of these, so there's going to be 5. I wonder how they work out. 10. Do they have a weighing machine, or do they have someone simply standing there putting the seeds in? Imagine that as a job all day. So then all I do is push them down like this, and this one here like this, just like that, and then I proceed to, I'm not going to do it right now, I water them. I like to use tepid water when I'm watering things, particularly this time of year. I don't know if it makes any real difference to something like geraniums, probably not, but it's just from me growing, tropical plants here in the UK, such as watermelons and bitter gourds, etc. I just like a little bit of the extra warmth there. I think the seeds will appreciate that for you, a bit like getting into a hot bath, or a nice warm bath, really. And so I'd water them like that, and then I'm going to put the cover on like that, and then proceed to put them on a nice sunny as possible windowsill, ideally south or southwest facing, whatever, and they should germinate within 4 to 6 days. When I say a windowsill, ideally one inside. I mean, you might be able to get them to germinate. You might be able to get them to germinate if you try and germinate them in a polytunnel or a greenhouse at this time of year, but I will put them inside. As it stated earlier on the packet, they like about 21 to 26 degrees C in order to germinate. So yeah, I expect at least 4 out of 5 of them to come up, he says. Another 5 done. Same process. Ideally, it's good to have these clean so that, so that the sun can actually get through, but never mind. Kind of everything, can we, eh? Don't stop me now, I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now, having such a good time. Just give me a call. Don't stop me now, having a good time. Don't stop me, yes, I'm having a good time. I don't want to stop at all. I'm a rocket ship on my way to Mars. I'm a collision course. I'm a satellite, I'm out of control. I'm a garden machine ready to explode. Like an atom bomb, gotta go, there's no stopping me. I'm burning through the skies, yeah, to 100 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. You're running at the speed of light, I wanna make a supersonic woman of you. Don't stop me now, la 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 la. La 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 la, don't stop me now. You wanna have a good time? Just give me a call. Don't stop me now. Okay, so this lot here, I'll put them in smaller pots. There's 8 smaller pots in this tray here. Just see how we get on. Bit of a growth comparison, really. So I've got my geranium horizon white seeds all set here in these propagators. They're going to be going outside soon. Well, not outside, but they're going to be going inside in order for the extra heat. So there's probably about 38 seeds here, because there should have been 40, but I dropped 2 because I'm so clever. So yeah, I reckon I'll be getting about 80% germination rate here. Now, net curtains. Now, I think these are brilliant for many things indeed, because they offer a degree of frost protection. So if a frost is imminent, please feel free to use old net curtains. You can often pick them up from jumble sales. You can find them, you know, second-hand shops, car boots, whatever. Very good to use. You've probably got a few laying around, and I just cover them over. Because of the holes in them, the light still gets through, and it can offer a degree of protection. You can also use them for covering fruit and things like cherries in the summer, or raspberries, strawberries. I find them very, very good for that. So when a frost is imminent, what I'm going to do, or have been doing, is chucking them over, and the same here as well. So yeah, very much worthwhile. And save your net curtains. My tripod there, look at that, isn't that fantastic? Right, so there we go. Okay, so yeah, if you're new to flower growing or gardening in general, whatever, what I always say to people, or generally say to people, is don't try and grow too much. Don't try and do too much too soon. I mean, you've seen there that I've set the best part of 40 geranium seeds. Now, you don't need to go and set anywhere near that. You see I've got loads here as well, and you know, I grow lots of stuff, and so do lots of other gardeners out there, but I didn't start that way. So what you want to do, in my opinion anyway, is start relatively small. You want to start with, you know, just growing a few, maybe just grow 10 of those if that's what you want to have a go at. And, you know, just see how you get on and slowly build from there, you know. Small steps. Don't try and be, you know, Monty Don or Jeff Hamilton or whoever you want to be, you know, straight away. Do it slowly. Just take your time, and I think that's very good advice for many things we try and accomplish in life as well. So one step at a time. And of course, if you like my work, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. I appreciate people's support, I really do. I'm going to be doing all sorts of bits and bobs now. Work's, you know, it's not quite as busy as it was, simply because of the time of year, and of course days like today, because of the weather, you know, it's not really suitable for work, so it's going to leave me a lot more time for the YouTube channel, hopefully, of which I have neglected a little bit of late. So yeah, going to really be going for it soon. Going to be moving this tree that you've been seeing bits of, this cherry tree here. Got to sort the peach tree out. Going to be getting my vegetables in, you know, not soon, but within, you know, it'll come round quick when it happens. A lot of organising to do, new projects on the go, new things to grow. So any comments you've got, please leave them down below. I will answer them, and any ideas you've got, anything you want me to cover, post that down below as well. So till the next time, take care and speak soon.